Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nidhi and you're watching my series on how to become a cabin crew. Now today I'm going to talk about something that a lot of you again have been asking me, and it is to do with the educational requirements. So I'm kind of touching base on the requirements to become a cabin crew, and today we're going to pick up the specific thing which is about having certain educational qualification to become a cabin crew, or having to do certain courses to become cabin crew, or going through certain institutes to become a cabin crew. Now we're going to talk about three things here. First and foremost, let's talk about educational qualifications. Now, most of the airlines have a certain requirements depending upon whether they're hiring a crew from locally within the country, or if they're hiring crew internationally from another country to basically operate in the country from where the airline is basically operating. So based on those two things, basically the educational qualifications differ. The airlines are very, very clear about the educational qualifications that they need you to have, and they very, very specifically laid down on the website itself. So again, a lot of you, when you send me messages on my Instagram and my Facebook asking me that you have certain educational qualification, can you apply to become a cabin crew? My question to you, my answer to you has always been different airline have different educational requirements. So please go ahead and look it up on the website itself. So first and foremost, what you really need to do is go ahead and find out which airline are you interested in becoming a cabin crew with. And in my personal humble opinion, I suggest that you go ahead and look up all the airlines, because the more that you go for the interview, unless you really have a very, very specific aim in your mind, and that's the only airline that you want to work for, because cabin crew interviews are definitely tough. So you do want to attend as many as possible, so that at least you are able to get through either of them. So again, go to the website and look it up under their requirements section, under the career section, within the cabin crew page. What are these educational requirements? So again, if you go to the Singapore Airlines page, it tells you if we are hiring you from India, these are the particular requirements in terms of the education that you need to have. Now, there are reasons as to why they need you to have certain educational qualifications, because when you're going overseas to work for an airline, they have to issue you something called employment pass or work pass. And the ministry of whatever employment is present in that particular country needs you to have certain education qualifications for them to be able to issue those passes to you. So especially when it comes to international airlines, that is one of the reasons they tell you to have certain educational qualifications. You have to have a certain degree, or you have to have your high schooling done from a certain board, which is a recognizable university or a recognizable board of education. So go ahead and look it up and find out as to whether you actually meet those requirements in terms of the educational qualifications that you have, and the educational qualifications that the airline wants you to have. The second thing that I want to talk about is doing some sort of aviation course. Is it necessary to become a cabin crew? Now, I'm not talking about any other aviation related job here. I am only and only specifically talking about cabin crew. And I made another video where I've talked about the need to join these aviation courses or aviation institutes to become a cabin crew, how important it is. Now, for the job of a cabin crew, if you go through all the airlines, none of them actually mention anywhere that you need to have done some sort of aviation course from a certain institute or a certain aviation course to become cabin crew. They always tell you that you need to have a degree, or you need to have done your high school. Those are the only things that you would usually see being mentioned on the website. So you don't necessarily have to do any aviation course in particular to become a cabin crew. And that is what I know up till today. If it is to change in future, I'm not really sure about that. So this is what I can tell you right now. I have not done any aviation course. Yes, of course, I did have a lot of customer service experience. And as I shared in my previous videos, if you were to watch where I've talked about whether you should join an aviation institute, you don't necessarily have to join those institutes. Please go ahead and watch my video where I've talked about what I did. And did I join any institute? Because I didn't. What I really did was just groom myself, did some courses where I basically learned how to develop my personality, my confidence, my public speaking skills. And for that matter of fact, I do offer this kind of coaching sessions where I prepare you for cabin crew interviews. And I know a lot of other people who are doing that as well. So go ahead and see if you can get in touch with me or them to see how they can help you in preparation for this interview. Having said that, of course, there are certain airlines which require you to have certain amount of cabin crew experience if they're hiring you for certain positions, for example, a lead cabin crew or a supervisory cabin crew. From those aspects, they will definitely want you to have certain licenses, or they will want you to have certain cabin crew experiences, because they do not want you to put through the whole entire training process again, which they would do for somebody who is a fresher. Because somebody who does not have any cabin crew experience, even they can go for the interview, but they are considered as freshers in the airline industry. And they would definitely have to go through the entire training process, which the company will train you on, where they will tell you how the aircraft is going to be operated, what are the different kind of fleets, and what exactly you need to know in terms of the safety, security, and a lot of other things. So this is what I really wanted to talk to you guys about when it comes to education qualifications, joining an institute or an aviation course. I really hope this video clarifies that whole process, because a lot of you again ask me a lot of questions in terms of whether you should join an aviation course, should you join an aviation institute. So I hope this information was valuable to you guys, and if it is, do remember to like it and share it with other people as well so they can be benefited. And at the same time, do not forget to subscribe to the channel. Remember to press the notification bell for the more video updates. And as I said earlier, I do a lot of coaching where I basically help you guys prepare yourself for the big day, which is the interview day, in terms of your confidence, in terms of public speaking, in terms of how to answer the questions, and basically just practice with me for your whole cabin crew interview, telling you what kind of interview rounds do you have to go through. You can go ahead and check all the details on my website, and do get in touch with me if you'd like to do any sort of group coaching or one-to-one coaching. And in the meantime, all of you out there, stay pretty, stay handsome, and I love you guys. Bye.